Hi again. This is Jordan from Collector's Corner, and we're gonna do another video on some cool stuff that I got here at the shop. Um, I go through and redo, restore, refurbish, bring back to life vintage video game gear. Um, Pun intended, by the way, because we have a Sega Game Gear. But yeah, let's get into it. So I just finished this gorgeous little Game Gear here. Um, it was a hot mess when I got it. It was just like so many of them came out in 1991. Um, they just got the death beat out of them. Um, yeah, I mean everybody stuck them in their pockets and they threw them around and blah 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 blah. But the original casing, it was the standard kind of super dark gray, but it had a big crack in it. The buttons looked like the thing had been used as a frisbee and skipped across concrete. Buttons were all chewed up and tore up. The front lens cover was so scraped up and scratched up you could barely barely see through it. But it didn't matter if you could see through it because when you threw all 72 batteries in it, it didn't work at all. Power light would pop on. You'd see a bunch of lines in the screen, and but yeah, you could count maybe 2 seconds, and it would shut itself off, and yeah, there was just nothing. It was in real bad shape, so kind of took it over to the bench and tore the thing all apart. Um, but yeah, when I got it all tore apart, I went through every board, the power supply board, the audio board, um, the main PCB, obviously, um, all the old electrolyte caps. They only have so much shelf life, and they weren't that good. Is one of Sega's kind of downfalls on that. But but yeah, went ahead and pulled all those off. Replaced them with nice, good quality surface mounts. Um, so they'll last infinitely longer, and the power consumption's better, and everything else. So, but yeah, the boards have been completely torn apart. All the contacts, connectors, everything has been cleaned and polished. But all new caps. Um, what else? What all did we do to this thing? Audio board rebuilt. Brand new, upgraded, updated speaker, more modern speaker. The monitor on it, the ribbon cable. Um, the soldering connections get old and crusty, so we went through, reflowed those. Um, Reflowed the pins on the cart reader. But yeah, I mean, it just from the ground up, this thing's been completely gone through. The shell, it's got a brand new shell on it. Hard to tell in the video, but it is a dark gray, but it's transparent. So um, when you get a real good look at it, you can see, excuse me, the that you can see through the casing to kind of see the inner workings of it. It's pretty awesome. Um, as well, it's got a new screen cover on it, which is tempered glass instead of the old plastic that would get scrapes and scratches on it just if you looked at it funny. So yeah, it's much more hardy. It looks awesome, flawless when you look through it, so you can see and everything. It's very nice. But yeah, this thing's ready for another for another 30, 40, 50 years of service. You'll hand it down as an heirloom. Um, as well it should. But let's go ahead and get into it. I'll go ahead and pop her on here. Oh God, just that sound brings back so many memories. Um, I remember when I got mine. I'm sure some of you do too, but mine, that's the game that came with it. And boy, I logged some hours on Sonic 2. I probably went through $400 worth of batteries in the first week. But yeah, no, it's a. These things are just absolutely killer, man. Nostalgia on steroids. But uh, but yeah, the pots on it. As far as the volume pot, the contrast, all that, those have been torn apart, cleaned out real good, and went ahead and reflowed the solder on the joints of those as well. But brand new buttons. As far as your control button, start button, D-pad, the power button, all that good stuff, all been replaced with brand new ABS cast, and then we got all new silicone rubbers underneath. That way you got it. The buttons all spring back like it was when it was new. Also, the speaker. Went ahead and replaced the speaker with a new modernized upgraded speaker. That way it puts out flawless regeneration of that killer sound we all remember when it pops up and says Sega. But uh, but yeah, so if if you remember these things at all, like I, they they were actually a really well built system. It was Sega came out with they came out with a color screen. They had just beat Nintendo to the punch. Um, so I mean, it was actually a really big feat for Sega to be able to do that, and really rocketed them kind of um, up above Nintendo at the time, and they sold tons of them. Um, but yeah, uh, just as a killer kind of piece of history. There was lots of great games for these. Of course, they did like Mortal Kombat and stuff like that. The screen was lit. But yeah, I mean, Streets of Rage. Streets of Rage. Love Streets of Rage. But yeah, if you want a little piece of some real killer history here, you can come here and find this on the shelf. Pick you up something nice. Tax time's coming, and I can't think of a better gift to yourself. And if you don't, I will. Thanks, guys. Come on in. Have a good one.